Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians. Welcome to another edition of Living Simply and Fun. I'm your host, Aries. This is going to be a video update. I'm sorry about changing locations. We were going to do this outside and have a cigar, but the problem was that the neighbors had 3 adults and 2 children, and they would complain literally to the manager. So, anyways. So, here's the deal of what's going on with me since we talked the last time. We told you after the 24th we would get you a update on everything. So, here it goes. So, we got up at 4 in the morning yesterday. We got everything good. Aaron zipped me up into a nice dress. We went into what do you call it? Into town by bus, no troubles. Got in, and Aaron didn't realize we had some time, so we decided to have a pipe on our way up to the clinic. Now, on our way, we decided to stop at Safeway, which this one guy zipped straight through. He, just drove across a road, basically, which was illegal, and almost ran over me, Aaron, and Moppy. Got into Safeway like a douchebag that he was. Then we decided to go in and get his meds. Well, they had it ready. Aaron thought, oh, great, there's not going to be ready. Well, they got it all ready. So, and then here's the funny thing. We leave there, we walk up the hill, and we swing by the dollar store. The dollar store is pretty good, and because of it, we decided to get a few things. I still need to get toilet paper because I was there to get toilet paper for I got deodorant and some shaving cream for my legs. I'm wearing shorts, as you see. I wanted to get some new dresses and shorts, but I don't know what's going on there or other things. But I will brief you up to, what's going on. I apologize for the the messenger going off. So, anyways, we decided to get things going. So as soon as we got to the that was my Windows Live Mail. I keep that open for Hotmail, by the way. So anyways, minding my own business, we get there an hour early for my eye exam. Now, we go in there, and the first thing I got to do is I have to go to the bathroom. Yet, being transgendered, I don't like using public restrooms. All of a sudden, I go in, and the door's locked in, the bus stop, the college, the art center. So I held it all the way there, and I said, do you have a private bathroom? No, we don't have one. Well, they let me use it the last time, so I was like, discrimination. So Aaron's like, I'll wait for you out there. So Aaron went and used his. I went and used the girls' restroom, got it done. I have a letter saying I'm not a threat to anyone. So, So yes, then on top of that, I waited in the waiting room over an hour. Finally, they called me back after the same doctor had 8 other patients, and they took in a lot of them. And they were still in there when they called me into a room. So finally, the nurse and we talked about transgender-related stuff because the nurse had some questions because of a personal problem. So anyways, let me explain something to you. I'm talking to a woman on Messenger, Annie, and Annie said I should just be thankful to God because talking about transgender-related stuff, and I'll get this to in a moment, is complicated. But anyways, so we're sitting there, and we're waiting, and I finally go in. Aaron said he couldn't go in because the little shopping cart we had with Moppy, which you can see his head in the background, was there. So I went in, and for 3 hours I waited, and then the doctor comes in like 2 hours later, and he says, "Oh yeah, anyways, sorry, I had other patients." And he was eating his lunch, and he was doing something else. So finally, the nurse brought me the magazine to read, which was the Vanity Fair. I need to get a copy of it for my own collection. But anyways, we got done, and he run back and forth. Took 4 times to dilate my eyes because he couldn't get it right. "Let me dilate your eyes. I'll be back in 10 to 15. Finally, he gets it done, and then he's like, "Your eyes are healthy." He didn't say it like Aaron. "You need to lose weight, you need to exercise, and you need to change this, this, and this because you have macular degeneration, So anyway, sorry about that. So I will get to this. So finally, we got done, and we decided to walk down the hill. We were getting pissy at each other because it was warm, and I had to wait, and I had to tell Aaron what happened. Well, on our way, we got maybe 2 blocks from the clinic where the eye doctor was, and there's a lawyer's office, and this car speeds right in, and he literally almost within 4 feet almost ran over Moppy and Aaron. And Aaron just cursed the son of a bee so much that the guy was shaking in his boots. Aaron said, "What's wrong? You gotta go to the lawyer's office because you ran someone over with your car?"
The truth of the matter is
they can't hear you from this distance.
The truth of the matter is that he was so close, I actually felt his the mirror from the side view mirror go across my back. It didn't hit me, but it was enough that it moved my shirt.
So
that's why I got mad.
So anyways, then on our way down, I put in my order for pizza. The code worked, so we got a free pizza. Then we decided afterwards, I was kind of complaining to so anyways, so we went into our favorite restaurant, and so we went to the restaurant. We got done with the restaurant. We had our meal. I wanted shrimp, but it didn't work out. I'm sorry about the noises, So I will explain that message in a second. Anyways, then I had anyways, so what happened was we got home. We were tired. Aaron was hoping the manager would have fixed this thing yesterday, but didn't. We had a friend by. Then this morning, we were kind of getting pissy at each other again. He was waiting for his PlayStation 3 to be fully returned. So when it came back, he was like a little kid. I really wanted a cigar and, just to be outside. But then the neighbor went out there with three adults and 2. Aaron decided, and I'm not going to give you a lot of details, but Aaron decided he would try to make me happy by calling, because I'm hearing problems with the phone, to call up one of the doctors, and I'm not giving you what location or whatever, to talk about 3 types of surgeries. Now, I know Cigar Addict basically said, sex changes should not be covered, and I agree with him. However, I wanted to clarify something with Cigar Addict. Apparently, unless the transgendered advocates, from what I gather, keep forcing it, it's going to get worse before it's better for transgendered surgery, So, anyways. So then, this is, the thing going on. So Aaron talked to the one lady who was avoiding me, I think. I don't know. I'm kind of paranoid on that. But anyways, he talked to the one, got everything done. Apparently, the doctor said he would do breast augmentation or breast reconstruction with implants and facial surgery. Well, it didn't work. She only would do gender reassignment surgery, the bottom surgery. So while the female to males can get their boobs lopped off and their hysterectomy and their penis built, the male to females right now are only getting vaginas. But here's the weird thing about the whole thing. The doctor in Michigan, which I will not give his name, that does these surgeries, said it's cosmetic and he's not challenging Medicare and will not challenge Medicare or the Advantage plans, which is, Part C of Medicare for your surgeries, And so they're not taking a chance. The guy in Chicago is the same way. So, anyways, then the deal is I got a call into one other doctor between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. on the 1st. I hope we have an energy drink somewhere because the doctor will be talked to, about the other two surgeries, just out of curiosity. Apparently, as Aaron was talking to me before we started making dinner, which is a pasta salad with our bratwursts, is that we should just be lucky GRS is covered because right now the advocates are ramming it down everyone's throat. And as one doctor said, she'll bill for Medicare for consultation, but she will not do breast augmentation or breast reconstruction with implants, even though the doctors can do it but won't because it's a billing issue. Medicare is saying that they'll cover it, but so far they won't cover bottom surgery yet. The female to males get everything done. So it's basically a big conundrum where the male to females are trying to ram it down their throat. However, as Aaron said, apparently the doctor does like 20 or 30 gender reassignment surgeries a year, supposedly, but no one's flocking to him, it seems. That's the weird thing, because I've heard about 30 girls basically wanting their surgery with this doctor, and they're still waiting for the nurse to get back, or the medical aid, for the surgical procedure for a surgery date. Now, I'm not going to go into details at all about this whole ordeal, but from what I understand is, one guy basically said, and I'm not going to call him any names, but he just emailed me and he said that the GRS doctors are all sitting in the mindset of the 70s and 80s saying it's only cosmetic. So unless they can get medically recognized, lawyers and advocates are fighting for it, yet it's not working properly. So, his email, and Aaron will laugh about it, is everyone's been denied coverage and many providers won't take it on FFS or breast augmentation because it's belief it's cosmetic, as I said. Problem is there hasn't been enough time for any Medicare patients to have gone to level 5 appeal, and I belong to a group of advocates and lawyers who are tracking these cases. No FFS and BA is happening yet. What I'm seeing is people do find providers who will bill it as chest reconstruction and this is not a workaround. Most are trying to bill it as cosmetic code versus the post-mastectomy code, which is used for birth defects. Those are the ones that you're looking for. But again, provider education is the key. And a place like the University of Arizona is not going to give. Some smaller surgeon group might and will be helping for some cases to go through appeals when they are denied services to help get this going. The thing is he's just admitting that there's a billing problem. Yeah, you heard what I read, right, Aaron? Yeah. There's a billing issue. So technically, it's pretty complicated. Now, as you know, I got a call into another doctor. This doctor here decided, and I emailed him saying thanks for all the help. He did get my hopes up and my, made me depressed over it. But I have to move on. He wanted me to have a consultation, and 8 days later, he wants me to have surgery. Now, I'm not saying this to everyone here because, frankly, most of you cigar smokers or transgender people follow me. Don't really give a damn. But here's the thing. So, today, I had to email my therapist to talk to the psychiatrist to email the doctor that wants me to have the surgery 8 days after consultation if I get all my paperwork in order. But to get the paperwork finalized is like trying to get a needle in a haystack. I mean, I knew we needed a referral for the endo, the hormone doctor, but you know, the lady basically did not know if the doctor would give it. So how can you schedule a consultation, then schedule surgery 8 days later when you don't even have all your ducks in a row, and then you're sitting there panicking, you know? It doesn't work, you know? So, anyways, so I got to call in on Wednesday of next week. This is 6 days from now. 8 days we get paid. So in that time frame, you will get a mini update on the 1st and another update on the 3rd. However, for you viewers out there, I do want to share that the cigar reviews might be cut short because we might have to save to go to another state. However, for the record, including you, Cigar Addict, I do want to say, even though this might hurt the cigar reviews that we do, it wasn't my intention to get surgery 8 days later after consultation. And in my heart, as well as my soul, says it's impossible to pull it off. Now, Chief Engineer Scotty, if he was handling this case, he'd get it done in 6 weeks because, well, he's a miracle worker. Aye, Captain? Thing is Aaron was a miracle worker today to talk to the lady that we needed to, but it didn't go too well. You know, when he got off, he was kind of telling me what the pros and cons are, but this is not just about buying one-way tickets per month. This is also, and here's the big kicker for some of you viewers out here, you got to find an affordable place that will rent one of those like dive hole motels where you can keep your service dog and live in it for a month with a cook stove or a hot plate while you're dealing with these travel things, you know. That's the real problem with the whole transgender thing. You got to pay for tickets there, tickets back. You got to be there a month, and you need to buy your groceries, and you got to board the dog for a month. And on top of the whole grocery thing, you got to, you know, be there for an entire month. 7 to 10 days in the hospital, then the rest of the time you're in a hotel. So, you know how it goes. So, it's a big, complicated mess. And truthfully, to you viewers out there, including Cigar Addict, just so you know, I did not expect this to be like bang, bang, bang. I expected consultation between February and April, and then come back in like August to December of 2016 for the surgery, or even 2017. But no. Instead, bang, 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 you're sitting there holding the bag saying, what do we do, you know? So it's a catch-22. So unless we get in touch with the therapist and he gives some insight before the appointment, you know, and he wants 1 to 2 appointments a month. He wants 2, but the financial ability is not there unless we cut out the travel expenses, which frankly kind of scares me. But at the same time, there's nothing we can do. It scares me also because, as you all know, somewhere, nope, not under the bed, somewhere, Aaron might have to handle TSA and other crap because of Moppy. So, we don't even know what to do. So, I'm going to have to pray on this, figure out what to do. I got to call into another doctor. So, technically, in my opinion, I think this went just a little too fast. I assumed it'd be a year or two because of the wait period. But as Aaron said, there must not be many going through these people unless they're waiting for an email or a call from the doctor scheduling the surgery.
No, I said my real thought is the travel expense issue. You got the travel issue, the fact that you got to pay for your plane ticket. You got to end up running a place pretty much for a month. You got to deal with food for a month. And whatever other expenses with us, we got to board a dog, and she's got to buy 2 tickets. I could buy my own ticket, but this isn't for me. She wants me to go. She's going to take me because I'm not going to.
The only way we can do him is if.
But I said I'd take care of the meals. So if you think I'm freeloading to get a free trip, no, I'm taking
I was
care of the
going to
meals.
say if I were, I'm buying his ticket, but you know he should utilize at least 5 to 7 days so he can actually do his surgery on the top. But it seems, with all the complications going on with Medicare right now, it could be a year or two. However, a friend of mine, a young woman who's a social worker, told me outright, Tina, to quote unquote, take what you can get, wait for the rest. Well, that's a good philosophy, but, so what I did was, as I said, is I emailed the therapist, he'll email the psychiatrist and psychologist. Yeah, I have to get in touch with my primary care physician, which you will get an update on the 6th. That's kind of going to be bummed because, we're going to have to get a loaf of bread so we can take peanut butter sandwiches with us if we decide. But I think we should do the tickets in August because, frankly, our one-way tickets, because, frankly, we got 8 months. But in that 8-month time frame, it could be really hectic because you got a psychiatrist that I've been told that can just give me the paperwork that's needed, but she might want 2 years. So what's the point of stacking up money and money and money and money and then finding out you got 2 more years to go through it because of that? And on top of the $400 bill, which Aaron knows math better than me. Let's see, 400, 100%, 400, 80%. So, you got an 80%. So if you're spending 20% of the finances, then you got 20% of the finances going directly to the psychiatrist, and she might want like 10 appointments or 20 appointments. And that means it's a real zinger. So, it's a big decision and a big choice, So we have to sit down, we got to figure it out and plan it strategically, but it's going to take some time. Now, in the meantime, we're praying between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. our time in the morning that we can actually talk to the other doctor before we make or break the the schedule for consultation. Because as I said, and as if you're listening to me, consultation is set and then the surgery set. Now, frankly, I could be happy about that, but I expected it to be a long time, So, anyways, I wanted to share something else with you all, okay? Now, the thing when the email was going crazy before I answer, or etc. I don't even think I want to answer that email from that one advocate because, frankly, I think the guy is full of crap, in my opinion. Just downright ram it down everyone's throat, give, and that they know their tactics, so they're saying it's cosmetic or Medicare won't cover it, so, But he says and he claims that it's not, the surgeries aren't exempt. Breast augmentation is medically necessary, and it's pretty much as he posted in this reply on this one was, there is no exclusion to that in facial surgery. However, there is because Medicare is not paying it. So, you know how that is. So, anyways, this isn't about a video about transgendered issues that much. Now, let me go into the other part, since I said to you all, give me some time, and I will explain the whole ordeal with the other thing. By the way, before I continue, when we got home, we had a guest come by, so we had to cater to our guest, and I really wanted to explore the new webcam. And let me tell you, I hooked it up to my laptop, the one that isn't broken, got it working, but I found out on the instructions, you have to download the information. It says right here, to run the camera, you must go to this website here and download the software to run it. So, there you have it. But anyways, I got it working on both of them. I went and took a shower. I did a quick video update on my own channel. Anyways, here's the thing. The young woman I was talking to asked me why I wanted facial and breast surgery. Well, I want to be complete. She said, and I quote, I'm already complete because there's people out there that have no legs and arms that aren't complete anymore. So I'm lucky. My soul's beautiful, so why should I be going through the surgery to be complete? But it seems to be complete. A lot of these girls, I think, is, Aaron's watching me, is I think they want the whole kit and caboodle. I mean, if the female to males can get away with it, let's see if the male to females can. But guess what? It doesn't work that way. It's like they're giving in to the one that's the minority, but the majority. However, from what I understand, also from Aaron's point of view, I know he won't share his input since he's in the kitchen, is from what I understand from Aaron terminology, because he's got to sometimes tell me things indifferently. Like he said, it seems the transgender people, I mean the lady that takes Medicare for the surgery and scheduled me, basically didn't know there was like 3 or 4 doctors in the country doing it. Secondly, because of it, everyone's flocking to Chicago or Michigan. It's like this guy is on the back burner for everyone because, as he said, there could be 20 or 30 surgeries done a year. And I thought if that's the case, he's not really experienced like Dr. McGinn or Dr. Bowers, Dr. Alter, Dr. Biber, who's retired. I think he's passed on recently. But anyways, or the doctors in Thailand. But you still got to give the man a chance. However, as I was saying, Annie is completely right, You can live your life like Aaron and be happy, and still have a female soul. I just figured, I would get everything done, but it seems, as Aaron said, and I think this is how he put it for Rita Lee terminology, is that doctors aren't being contacted that much because the older women, the younger women, they're all pushing for...
They run forward blindly like a horse being led by a carrot with blinders on.
Oh, yeah, exactly. They're
like chickens with their heads cut off. They're going crazy, demanding it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, none of them are doing it because they can't get the travel expenses covered.
And
anyways, what I was going to say was I was thinking about how Uncle Donnie, who lost his leg, might actually still be alive today if he was able to get his prosthetic. But since he wasn't able to get a prosthetic at the taxpayer's expense or through Medicare, Medicaid, because it's just a very costly process. They don't approve many of them. He ended up passing away because he couldn't get up, he couldn't walk, he couldn't do anything. I mean, what's there to live for sitting in a bed staring at the wall all day?
Don't forget, Aaron, he was also depressed because he lost his leg. That's the other. And he couldn't drink anymore, but that's beside the point. But anyways, under Rita Lee terminology, as Aaron was saying, besides it, it seems that all these girls apparently are waiting for all of it to open before going into it. But as he said, the lady that takes Bill's Medicare for the bottom surgery also said that they will know if the other surgeries will be covered. So in the meantime, it's either wait and see or go ahead with the bottom surgery. And
they essentially get a thing from Medicare each year that tells what they cover. And this is not even covered under medically necessary. However, there's certain people out there who start spouting it off. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Force it down their throat. Inform them and tell them, because if they don't know, they won't do it. I'm sorry, but you cannot force a person to do something that they don't do. I mean, seriously, they get paid a pittance already, and you want them to risk getting paid nothing at all, so that they will end up doing a surgery that they won't be paid on because a disabled person can't pay out $10,000 or $40,000. They'll just ignore the bill.
Exactly, and that's what I tried to say to the guy in the email, but he basically said they can't send you to jail, but you sign a piece of paper waiving your rights to be put up there in 3 months if they are paying, say, $70,000.
And since they can't dock your pay, there is one alternative.
Jail
Have
time.
you work it off, which is essentially a form of jail. It's through work camps, etc. It's not community service. You don't live in their community. There are things they can do to get their money out of you. So, it's considered essentially grand theft. You had a very expensive one-time fee procedure. This isn't like stacked up over the course of several years and you just couldn't pay it. This is something that you elected to do that costs a ton of money, and then you've decided not to pay. You can't do that.
Exactly as Aaron said. So this guy basically said they can't do that. But guess what? The doctors already did trials on it, and Medicare didn't pay. So if Medicare did not pay, then therefore he's not going to do it. So the other doctors probably did trials as well. So there's only one other doctor to contact. Otherwise, there's some big decisions to make. And it's not just my decision to make. It's also Aaron's decision to make, as well as the therapist. Now, the therapist
has nothing to do with me.
No, I mean, it has it on the fact of other things. I'll explain it later in another video. But the other thing is, we both have to make the decision to sacrifice cigars and everything else. But it also is up to the therapist. Therapist can turn around, pull a feather out of his hat, and say we can't do it for 6 months or a year. Then that means we got to cancel the appointment and just say, well, the therapist said it isn't ready. I mean, we don't know what the therapist is thinking. Heck, half the time he emails like once every 2 weeks. The ride set up, the appointment set up. So we'll know more on the 14th. But as Aaron and I tried to explain, which I forgot to mention this from yesterday's email session, and I say email because I emailed the guy somewhere in that book stack here. Over there on that shelf is about a 40-page stack of papers printed from the library that gives rules and regulations to the psychologist. I mean, a full workdown, a psychiatrist. Now, I was told the psychiatrist would just give the paperwork. She's just confirming the diagnosis, but how do we know she's not going to sit there and say, I can't do this, this, or this for 2 or 3 years? We don't know. One guy says one thing, another one saying another. The left hand ain't talking to the right. So I'm kind of skeptical of taking an appointment for a date when it can't be done. I mean, hell, if I can get in for a consultation and get out and not discuss surgery options, that would be fine too, because hell, for all we know, the doctor could look at me and say, no surgery for you. So technically, I mean, it's like the urologist. The urologist did not want me to go through him for a minor procedure. He said, just go and have your bottom surgery. The general surgeon tried hooking me up with a plastic surgeon who said, oh, it's the breast augmentation with implants, as he calls it, or it's complicated because of the male to female endocrine system. There you have it. So we got a lot to think about. We got till the 14th. So in the meantime, I got to sit down and figure it out, because, and also there's a few other minor problems. One is Aaron and I also know that we have to play it by ear. I mean, he wants the referrals for surgeries 5 to 6 months before the date or at the date. Now, if I have to reschedule, we can say, well, we couldn't get the referrals because of this or that. I mean, it's, the surgery is shooting in the dark. And this is where some people could sit there, transsexuals, and say on our channel, well, you have the date set pretty much. You're making an excuse. It's not the excuse itself. I've been diagnosed for over 30 years as transgender. The problem is, as I told Aaron, it's just coming too fast. I mean, I was assuming that everything was a wait list. A lot of these doctors in Thailand say, oh, I have a wait list of 2 years. Other doctors in America say, oh, I have a wait list of 3 years or 5 years. I mean, one doctor told me she had a wait list of 7 years, 10 years ago. So if everyone wants to go through those doctors, then what the hell? These other doctors, I mean, one lady said the Chicago doctor that does the bottom surgery, she's still waiting for a date too. Another one said they just had a consultation with the doctor in Michigan, and then everyone's flocking to Michigan right now. It's like half the party is going to Michigan, the other half's going to Chicago. The third set of doctors is New York. No one's talked about them, or Miami. It's like Miami and New York's out of the picture. It's like no one trusts him or something, or they don't like the practices or what's going on. So, and then there's the final part of the complicated surgical procedures. As Mr. Aaron was saying, apparently, 2 letters from mental health professional. It needs to be 5 to 6 months before surgery if possible. Need another EKG cardiac stress test. However, Dr. Ahmed refused to do it. She even said she'll just send a letter out saying my heart's good. But if they demand it, Dr. Ahmed could say I demand not to because she's healthy as an ox. Then I got to see my primary care physician to get a medical doctor clearance letter just for the surgery, saying I'm healthy to do. And this has to be all within 30 days of surgery. Then I need an endo with history of all the regimens. Then I need labs, urine, and x-rays, all within 30 days. I'm sorry, but even if I pull off all these, here's the deal on the list here. 1, the medical doctor, my primary, could turn around and say, I'm helping you on this, this, and this, but I cannot give it to you because of policies or something. 2, the endo could say the same thing. I can manage your hormones, but I can't write a letter because it's policy. And 3, which this is a big one, is the heart doctor can turn around and say, I refuse to give you another EKG stress test, because EKG and a stress test, because you're healthy as an ox and the taxpayer should be paying for another one. Which, since what's his name? Since Cigar Addict understands this fully, then you're going to understand, sir, that these are all the loopholes you got to do just to get the surgery. Now, in my opinion, you don't set up a surgery date unless you have all your ducks in a row. Now, you know, I figured there was a long wait list and I had plenty of time. But this just blew up in my face, and I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not even blaming Aaron. So anyways, until then, I got to play it by ear. And like I said, the psychiatrist could or could not be going with us. Now, if the other doctors all go with us, that's fine. However, here's the interesting thing. When I see my doctor on the 6th, and I brief you on the 6th or 7th, more likely the 6th because I want to get the video out of the way and then sit on my butt till the 14th, and oh, by the way, I have to mail the 40-page sheet all the way to them. They got to get it all put together, and then they got to email me and say, okay, there's an opening in September. However, as I told Aaron, because I wanted Aaron to see a psychiatrist, they hand and pick. Right now, I'm number 13th on the list. They're hoping there's not many that take it, but if they do, I could be pushed back 2 years before being seen anyways because, well, you know, it's what's going on. So we'll wait and see. Now, about my doctor, I had a referral. Here's the funny thing, which I could probably get referrals from all of them. Aaron's doctor referred me to, because he said the general surgeon did good breast surgery. She doesn't. She only does mastectomies, removals. Then you have the plastic surgeon that she recommended me to, the general surgeon. So there's a referral right there for breast augmentation or breast reconstruction with implants. Then you have my own primary care physician that recommended me to the general surgeon for breast augmentation as well. Therefore, if you look at it, I already got 2 referrals for breast augmentation. Okay, so there's 2 referrals right there for breast augmentation. 1 referral, and I'm just going to say it now, an orchiectomy, a testicle removal. But that doctor said, no way, Jose, we can put you on a med. It could or could not work. It could also screw up your entire endocrine system. No dice. Then you have the heart doctor who wanted me to have an orchiectomy because the pills I'm on could cause heart problems. And, you know, and other problems. So she wanted me off of it. The best way was an orchiectomy. Now, they want, bottom surgery. Now, here's the urologist's answer. The one I saw the the 17th. He said, just go ahead and get bottom surgery. Aaron said in the office it would be 18 months. We didn't expect surgery to be in 8 months. Well, I said 12 to 18 months. I said it can go fast. I wasn't talking out of my butt. God listened, I guess. But the problem is, as I just said, because of this whole ordeal, I got the urologist recommending GRS. So you got GRS for the urologist. The endo is recommending an orchiectomy, which she wants me off of Spirono because it can damage it. So she's going to want GRS. That's 2 referrals. Then you got the primary care physician that could agree or disagree on me being medically fit for it, as well as other issues. There's number 3. Then you have the general surgeon who recommended breast augmentation, as well as the primary care physician. Now, if you get all those people together for referrals, Medicare should pay for it, but it won't. Why? Because it's complicated. Very complicated. You know, they're all still saying it's cosmetic, yet, as this one guy said just now, the lady in the Army that got everything changed for sex changes, turned around and went to a level 5 appeal and got it done. She had a surgery last year, and now it's been paid for. She appealed it to the highest level and got it done. Not everyone's going to be that damn lucky, so that's the other thing. You got to appeal these things, and it's not good. So, and by the way, I'm kind of depressed also because next month I was allocating money to get my hair bobbed. I don't like having this freaking block of hair and pulling out daily, you know, and I need to get some shampoo that will make it so this hair doesn't sit there and poof up, you know. So, you know, eventually I wanted to dye my hair, but that's beside the point. So, there you have it. I will brief you on the 7th. I will brief you on the 14th. I will also brief you the 9th when Aaron comes back from his appointment, and I will brief you the 20th. So you got the 6th, the 9th, the 14th, and the 20th. Until then, we might brief you on the 3rd, depending on what the therapist says. Now, I don't think it's going to be a pleasant conversation with the therapist. But you know what? I brief you. I'll also brief it on my own channel. So, with that said, everyone, please add and subscribe if you like. Please post comments, feedback, and suggestion. Please look for some of my Punch videos soon coming up on Punch Cigars. With that said, everyone, thank you, and may God bless the world. P.S. Sorry for my rant.